She's a perfectionist.
He wanted me to be perfect. No ums, no stumbling on words.
Let's remember, I'm the director.
He only focuses on one thing at a time while I'm juggling 5.
Too many words.
By the time he's done setting up lighting, my momentum is gone. Hi everyone.
We're calling this video YouTube Almost Broke Us because working together isn't always smooth sailing.
We want to let you in on what happens sometimes behind the camera. And some of you have asked about this. So here we go.
Yes! I was so excited to get the fountain back up and running again that I took a little extra money I had from a side job and I got another solar light. I want to get it out there charging today, so when I get home from dinner tonight, we're getting together with friends. This thing should be running. It's gonna be cool. Come on, let's go. Here's what this is. 2 lights are gonna shine straight up and it's gonna be solar powered. Very simple. Let's get it set up. These 2 lights are gonna go at the bottom of the fountain and shine up from the bottom all the way up through the bowl, all the way to the top. This cable will run through the fountain, come up underneath it through the grate, outside here to the solar panel, the charging panel. Of course, I'm going to do my best to make all of this hidden. So there we've got our 2 lights up against the flagstone rock. We'll see how they look tonight. We just got back from dinner and we're going to check out the new solar light under the fountain.
Ooh,
let's see.
Very cozy.
I like it.
I do too.
Do you see the difference or not?
Yes, I see that there's light now on the water.
Yes, all the way down through the bowl, if you will.
Wow, new solar light.
And it's solar.
I didn't really know that you were gonna get that.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's get a closer look. You can see the lights lighting up the water inside the bowl, but now the lights are in the bowl.
I love how it's solar too. That's really neat.
Yep.
Does it get enough sun down there?
Solar panel is actually right there. It's nice having you all along here with us too.
It sure is. Hope you enjoy it.
It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's 78 degrees. We have a little bunch of things that need to get done today.
We're always excited to work outside together on a Saturday, something that we really enjoy. I'm excited to get my lettuce planted. It's finally cooling down enough, so this will be fun.
And I'm gonna walk around the garden and just trim things that need trimming. So let's get it done.
Let's get to it. I have been really aching to get this lettuce planted, but it's just been too hot. So it is a little bit overdue. And if I don't get it planted this week, all my work of growing these seedlings will go to waste because they'll get way overgrown and then it just won't do well. And we're expecting some rain. So plan for today, get this lettuce planted here in the chill zone raised bed, pull out whatever I need to, pop the lettuce in, it should be fairly quick.
What I'm doing here is I'm thinning out this tree while also keeping our clear view so we don't get vehicles and homes in the background of our shots. So I'm trying to protect that as well.
Your head's kind of cut off.
Okay. What I've also done here is trimmed out these low hanging branches because I'm constantly moving a ladder through here, the diffusers, the diffuser poles. So now it's nice and clear. What the plan is here is to get some of these branches that are hanging over into my neighbor's yard, clean that up a little bit. This is also going to let in more light when the sun sets. The sun sets on this side of the fence. Now, this is another CaliKim bat cave. Not going to take you inside, but I'll just talk to you while I'm in there. It's messy. I'm just gonna clean up what we can so when we come in here, we aren't getting hit in the face, with the branch.
Really feels great to get this done today. Like I said, I've been wanting to do it for a really long time. The lettuce is looking a little bit wilted. It's gonna have to kind of pick up after the transplant shock. Giving it this nice dose here of the Monterey Fish and Grow will really help it pick right up and start to take off. Some of the lettuces were super leggy. So I just planted them a little bit deeper in the planting hole to give them a little bit of extra support. And it is getting to be about 80 degrees out here today. So I'm actually gonna drape a little piece of shade cloth over here just for a couple of days until those roots get established. I can just taste the fresh salads now.
Everything fountain here falls under me, which I really enjoy because I just enjoy water and fountains and the sounds, etc. I learned about these fountains from 808 Ladybug out in Hawaii. She had these all over in her garden and I was just mesmerized by them. They're so peaceful, relaxing, and they're solar panels. And different types of fountains do different things. They can make bubbling noises, they can go up in the air, and just have all kinds of neat little features to them. I enjoy taking care of them. Kind of feel like my own little baby, you know, out here in the garden.
Now that I have the lettuce planted, what I'm gonna do is kind of trim up this area here. A lot of dead zinnias, overgrown sorrel, some peppers that kind of need to be cleaned out. I really like to try and finish one garden bed at a time. That way I feel like I'm really making progress. Even though I still have some more lettuce that needs to be planted and some mustard greens, we're gonna finish up the chill zone garden first. And then I've got another good spot for these.
Well, I'm done cleaning up the tree branches here, clipped everything I needed to, and you notice how nice and clean it looks. That's because I taught myself a brand new method. It's called the clean up as you go method. And
I wonder who taught you that.
we have to start from the very beginning, our very first video. We weren't trying to impress anybody. We didn't care how good it looked, how good it sounded, how great the shots were. We were just trying to win a contest between myself and 3 of my other buddies. Who can make a video and who's gonna get the most views? In 2012, YouTube was still in its early stages, about 5 or 6 years old, and homegrown feel was totally okay. So I grabbed my Canon 7D camera, put a mic on Kim, and we shot video.
I happened to be out in the garden at the time putting compost on my herbs. And Jerry just said, tell people what you're doing and have fun with it. So we didn't care about about stumbles over words, about how polished it looked. We were just out there to have a good time. If we got a few views, that was just an added bonus. No pressure, no expectations. That's how it all began. But then something happened that we weren't expecting. People actually started watching and asking for more videos.
So we had a decision to make. Do we want to make a go of this as a YouTuber or not? We decided yes. And in that very same moment, all the things that didn't matter before, the lighting, the stuttering, the missed cues, mattered. And we knew then it was game on. Full-time workers, 2 children, we were gonna do it.
That's right, we both had full-time jobs at the time, so we were working our YouTube channel around our full-time jobs, shooting on nights and weekends.
That's right, we shot on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Pretty soon, the pressure started to build, which is something we didn't expect.
I went to the total extreme end. I wanted a TV show look. I wanted Kim to look and sound like Joanna Gaines. I wanted her walking into shots and holding the vegetables and hitting her marks and cues. And it just didn't always happen that way, but man, that was what I was after. And it caused problems.
And me, on the other hand, I wanted everything to look absolutely perfect. The garden to be in perfect shape, there to be no tools or hoses out. I mean, completely unrealistic, right? I would get mad at Jerry if he cut my head off, or if a shot was out of focus, or if he wasn't down on the vegetable that I was working on. So you can see how these pressures and disagreements really started to build between us. There were weeks where we were absolutely exhausted and not even getting along, but we had to turn the camera on, keep on shooting, and put that smile on for the camera.
I do have to hand it to you though, Kim. You handled that beautifully. There were times when I thought, she is so upset. How is she gonna do this? And the moment we said action, she was in her place and she nailed it.
So we're really being honest here with you and laying it all out, which is actually kind of hard for me to do because I do tend to be a perfectionist. So our different working styles, I'm fast-paced, thrive on momentum, and go, go, go. And Jerry kind of thinks things through, does things a little slower than I do, really started to cause tension between us. So at that point, we realized that we really had to learn how to work through these disagreements, or we and our channel was in trouble. So what we did is we just stepped back and decided to really put the whole thing in perspective. We're partners more than just on YouTube. We're partners for life. So that came number one. And secondly, for myself, I realized I really had to appreciate the different working styles that we do have as actual strengths instead of get annoyed by them, because each of our different working styles brings something important to the table. And I had to let go of all my unrealistic perfectionist tendencies. That was a huge, huge step for me.
And for me, I had to take a deep, hard, long look at myself and just realize that I wasn't being a very pleasant person to be around. It's not the kind of environment that I can really expect Kim to enjoy doing what she's doing. So I had to make some changes, just take a deep breath, ask for forgiveness, and both of us were just more graceful with each other when we'd have, missing our marks and things like that. And so we're not perfect, but we really made a big change there simply just by admitting our own faults.
I think also something that really helped us too was kind of defining our roles on shoot days. Jerry's the director, I'm the talent. So I've learned to kind of take instruction from him during the shoots. I don't always know how I sound, but Jerry does. So he may say like, let's try it this way instead. Or if I really stumble badly, he'll say, okay, let's shoot that again. And that really helped.
And I really had to work too on how I sound. Kim brought up a great point. I had to sound nicer, and I still struggle with that, but I really had to make a change there. The channel now is moving along, it's growing. I'm working a job that would be an hour drive in and an hour and a half drive home. I'd come home exhausted. I'd have to call Kim up on the way home and ask her to keep talking to me to help me stay awake. It was my dream job, but it was just taking the life out of me on top of all of our filming we needed to do. So I asked Kim, can I come home? Can we do this? And we ran the numbers and we said, let's give it a go. And we haven't looked back ever since.
That was 3 years ago. And working at home 24/7 with your spouse brought along a whole new set of challenges. So we kind of had to relearn some things all over again. But 3 years later, we absolutely love working together and we love what we do.
Yes, we do. And you thought this video was almost over, but it's not. Going from working full-time and then being home full-time is a whole nother animal. And I tell you what, we clashed because all of a sudden we're spending all of our time together.
Every single minute of the day.
I used to sleep during my breaks at work just because I would get there so early. And I did that at home. And Kim goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm taking a quick snooze. I'm on my break. I need to catch up and wait. She goes, no, you don't do that. That whole thing. So there were tons of just adjustments like that of spending so much time together. And one of the remedies was do things individually and don't be together all day and just do different projects around the house separately. But that was a huge game changer and a learning curve for us.
That's right. And now we do make an attempt to do something outside of the house every single day, whether it's a simple thing like going for a walk, running to the grocery store, just to get out of the house, because working at home can feel like long days sometimes too.
Kim also came up with a great idea, and this was a big game changer for our stress and workload. And what she did was she just juggled two things on our calendar and put them in different places on our weekly responsibilities. And that changed everything, and it really just gave us a lot more breathing room throughout the week.
And for those of you that own your own business, you know all too well that you can literally work 24/7 without taking a break. And we did have to make a conscious choice, actually just kind of recently, that we're not going to do that anymore. So we're taking more breaks, taking conscious days off or afternoons off to go out to the beach or have some fun together. You might have seen some of those posts on our Instagram, and it really has helped a lot. Not just between us, because now we can focus on each other and not just work, even though a lot of times we talk about work when we're off work, but it just gives us a refreshing break, and we actually have found that we're more creative now. So that's been a lot of fun. Now, we also wanted to share what keeps us going and what motivates us. I mean, the primary motivation for me is I love teaching people how to grow their own food. It's so much fun to see the light bulb come on, and especially for someone who's never done it before, to plant that seed, see it grow, nurture it, and then get their first harvest. It's just so rewarding. But it goes deeper than that. It's really all about the community, getting to know people, what makes people tick, and really seeing people's lives change. We absolutely love that.
And what I love is hearing your stories, how you've now grown your own vegetables and that we were a part of that. Another thing that I really like too is meeting you all. Sometimes it's spontaneous and someone will recognize us and say, hi, we love that. Or we go to an event and we get to meet you. I really enjoy that because it puts faces to the comments, and that is really, really special to me. That green light inside Kim's blouse is the microphone light. And that used to drive me up the wall. We're gonna just leave it on it.
That used to bug me too. I'd be like, okay, we have to redo that shot because my shirt is glowing.
Yep.
We just can't have that.
Yeah.
But now we're just more relaxed. We just want to share with you our lives, what we're all about, why we enjoy doing this. And we're so thankful that you're along for the journey too. So when it's all said and done, YouTube didn't actually break us, but it tested us, made us stronger, made us love each other more, and made us a stronger couple. I mean, we've been married, what now, Jerry? How many years?
38.
38 years and still going strong. Thanks for watching. See you on the next Uncut.